Yeah, there we go. There we go. So the map this, I would hazard a guess of Arabia. Yeah, it's Arabia, and it should be LoS's home map. So let's see if they actually can make their experience count here. First we have a look at is right now Bruch, so that's a bit of a change in the team. He replaced, oh, if I even had good memory, yeah, Gach. Gach was the first player for them, and he sees what? A bit of gold, quite nicely placed, I think, together with extra stone, nice gold extra. Yeah, he's pretty much fine all around. Just sees the boar at the back together with the hunt, but I'm not exactly thinking he's seen it just yet. And will he go there? No, he won't. So he just knows about the boar, and he will probably discover the hunt soon enough. Extra gold between him and his teammate Miguel Zin. That's extra gold, also extra hunt, which is not exactly extra because yeah, that's Miguel Zin's together with this one as well. And hunt here pretty close. Stone nice, relic, and at the back something else that's interesting for him. Extra stone, and yeah, that's kind of it. So let's switch into Miguel Zin's actually point of view to see what he sees. And he's wide enough. Yeah, he's pretty much nicely done here, and all he has to do is right now to find his opponents. Miguel Zin Mayan is playing the pocket. His teammate Bruch is Han, and Pink Floyd is Mongol, so that's the last one to have a look at from LoS team. He has got nicely close together with Stone, Hunt as well, another Stone, and yeah, both boars quite nicely here. And let's switch into Pink Floyd. Logo 4, and yeah, he's just right now going for the boar to actually lure it in into his TC so that he doesn't have to walk all that much, and going for loom as well so that he's protected from animal damage, wolfies, and even early raiding. Otherwise, some extra gold mines at the top, well, that could really come in handy together with this one most assuredly, and it's time to actually switch onto CZ team. The first to have a look at is Follow Your Mind, who is Han. We also see a mirror here in this Arabia as well. Mango is Mayan, and Yezer is Mongol as a pocket. So we have pocket Mongol against pocket Mayan. And he's already luring the boar inside his base so that he's safe. And otherwise, a lot of hunt at the right. I'm kind of thinking that he sees this. Yep, he sees. And otherwise, not much interesting for him. Gold at the back, another boar, another hand here. So is he going to finish there with his scout? I'm kind of thinking he will. Come on, horsey, come on, horsey. Go into the darkness, don't be afraid. And yes, he sees just at the nick of time and sees the boar, and maybe just notice those hair doubles as well. Alright, and here's another bunch at the bottom. Some extra gold and stone we saw. And gold is kind of forwardish, and yeah, this just one. This one is safe. And otherwise, I'm kind of thinking he has a bit limited wood supply, just around those 3 oases. So that could be a bit of a problem maybe later on, but we'll see how he does with that. Extra gold for Yezris in the pocket, together with this stone, stone, and gold. Alrighty, so he already built a mill next to the berries to actually get them, so that means he probably isn't aware of this hunt. Let's switch into Yezris and his point of view. And he actually is, so he just opted for this mill to be a bit faster there, so that he doesn't have to worry all that much with luring those huntables in. Otherwise, a bit of extra hunt, and it seems like Red might be going there. He just right now lured the second boar inside his base. And where's this one girl going? He knows about the hunt, and he actually has double hunt here, so he just has to choose. And since he's building, or rather gathering here, it is one thing is sure, that mill is going to be dropped here pretty soon. I guess by those 2 villagers that are going to try and help. I think so. And yeah, you can see that barracks has been dropped and we are rushing. At least Mango is doing that, so that's kind of similar to his theme from the previous game. where he was also aggressive, and that seems probably like a boss. Otherwise, is someone else doing similar? Brach is not really interested in that, he's just right now advancing to feudal, so he probably will be going for some feudal aggression, at least a bit. Otherwise, not much interesting going on in purple's base. And in yellow, maybe. Just blue discovering him and trying to see the lay of the land. And those guys are probably moving for the gold. And otherwise, nothing. Nothing in blue's base either. And how about teal? He really doesn't want to get raided, so he's building his wall through the houses here together with extra palisades, and here at the left as well. And at the right, well, he's pretty open on the right, so he's, I think, just trying to make sure he's not raided from all sides at the same time. So yeah, that's that. And it seems like that the red is actually the only one going for the dash. And at the same time, it doesn't really seem like green is anywhere near to actually discovering this. So let's see if red is going all in and trying to disrupt the green opponent. Even though he might be nastily surprised when green actually is so fast in feudal age that his dash might actually not be any useful might not be useful at all at this point. Let's just see. Let's just see if he can actually do some damage and what the strategy for Brach will be when he advances into feudal. Alright, yeah, so that was just a pause there for a moment. And the first military skirmish is being prepared, and Pink Floyd just now saying that Brach might be going archers. So let's see if that will be happening. So Pink Floyd is through to feudal. Same goes for Brach. And Follow Your Might will be actually the only one from CZ team who will be through. So that's a bit of a rush here, and those fillies actually have nowhere to run, so they are kinda toast, I think, those three at least. Because they have literally nowhere to run. But at the same time, this is kinda an unfortunate spot for red to fight as well, because that's 2 versus 1, and yeah, that's as micro-intensive as it can get, actually. Alright, so that's 1 Willy dead. That should be pretty much all those 3 Willys dead, kinda close there. 2 dead, and he might actually survive this 1 Willy, and it might cost red all of his army, yeah. So that's just 1 Willy dead, and oh, 2. He also died. And maybe a third? I don't know, I didn't really see that, sorry. But I'm sure that didn't go as well as it should have for red. That was pretty interesting, and we see what watchtower being built at the wood for yellow. So let's switch into Pink Floyd. If he's seen this, I'm kinda thinking that not. That's the whole magic of this. And yeah, he doesn't. Just beyond the line of sight, and that's going to be a surprise for yellow wood gathering, and he's going for scouts. Alright, yeah, so he shows barracks and stables, and the scouts are interested in going into some raiding. But they won't really be having any luck in Follow Your Mind's base, and see the pikemen are already, or rather the spearmen yet, are being readied. And you can see that Miguel's is right now signaling all around Teal's base, probably just signaling all the possible base in, which there is really a plenty of them. And red is, well, quite decently falling, and he'll be just soon discovered by purple, so that's kinda unfortunate for him that the purple scout will be able to get through, which means that he will be able to scout all that's actually inside the bases, having a very good look at what's happening there. But anyway, the wall is finished, at least there. I still have to finish here, which will be a problem with the 3 wolfies there. And yeah, the raiding from yellow is starting to take some shape. So these scouts have arrived at the wood line. And will this one heroic spearman be enough? He won't, but the second one is a cause for concern, but you can see that Pink Floyd is actually doing a pretty good job of microing. While blue actually is not, because he's not targeting those almost dead. These are pretty much one-shotters, I think, for the spearman. And also we see a bit confusing stone gathering where he is not building any mining camp. And Willies are being dead by Follow Your Mind because he's right now not paying attention, as I think he's more interested in his raiding. Yeah, so he's not really taking care of his own raiding and he's killing Willies of purple. But did he lose enough? I'm kind of thinking not. He lost maybe 1-2 Willies max, while it seemed like purple actually lost a whole lot more. At least 2. Yeah, at least 2. Yeah, that really isn't a whole lot more, as you can see. Alright, so that was kind of even, but yellow is forced to retreat and blue is kind of safely protecting himself right now, it seems, and guys are advancing into Castle Ages. Double from CZ. Miguel's in just the first to advance into Castle Age, so that's going to be a pretty strong pocket, and right now he's protecting his stone very nicely, together with wood as well, and castle being dropped. Alright, so he's interested in plumes. Well, who wouldn't be as a Mayan? That means that blue will have to find his luck somewhere else. And right now he's switching the scenery to green, which might not be the worst kind of ideas, because green is not really protected at all. And once blue actually finds him, that's going to be terrible for him. At the same time, green is going for aggression on the middle here, on teal, but will he be lucky enough? Well, we'll see. Well, that's really a lot of archers from Bruch really coming through without any problem. And yellow is joining the battle here, as he recognized that it's not really a good spot to fight with the Follow Your Mind. And this one knight is not really going to be enough. And Town Center is being dropped to actually protect the gold together with the stone, but he might be a bit late. And he might have to sacrifice those knights as well to actually slow this enemy down, because he really needs this up. And if it isn't up, that's not going to be very good. And this amount of archers inside his base, that's really not boding well for him at all. That's really not good at all for CZ. And well, you can see that he is not really giving up. And he's very close, very close. Come on, can he get there? Can he get there? Can he get there? Yes, he can. Yes, he can. But it cost him like, oh, fudge, so many willies. Like 5 willies, but at the same time, he pretty much killed Green's army. So I'm not exactly sure if it was that huge of a loss, those willies. He still killed the army, but it wasn't any good. You can see that there was a lot hidden inside the archer ranges, and that just caught red by surprise and killing his army altogether. Those scouts from blue found the gold mines and the Holy Grail. Fortunately, they also found their death together like brothers. And, well, how's blue actually doing at the top? Well, he's trying to keep yellow of his resources, which, well, he is keeping him off this gold and this food, but it's not really all that important because he has another mines right there. That's really enough for the early game to actually get rid of this tower. And, well, in the end, it might not be worth it for Follow Your Mind, who is right now the last one to advance into castle, or is he the last one? No, with Pink Floyd, and there's still one missing. Broch, who is right now stuck in feudal. Alright, so he is aiming to actually supply a lot of archers and help his pocket teammate Miguelzin, who is right now going for some plume raiding. And will he be having any luck in Teal's base? Well, there is a way through, but his town centers are already dropped, so I'm not really thinking that there's going to be a whole lot to do for him, as he's looking for red. Second TC almost done. Almost done, and looking at the villagers, 31 for Brach. Otherwise, it seems like more or less even when you took the totals. So not really anyone being forced somehow far behind. That's kind of a protective tower here for green, because he probably was harassed by those crossbowmen. Yeah, if they stood right here, they probably did have a shot at those. Which is right now protected, and plumes are in Teal's base. So, can they do anything? They might be having range on those willies. Yeah, it probably have, because that's why Teal is actually protecting the willies and stepping them inside the TC. So that means that purple has to go somewhere else, and he'll be having a bit of luck here on those wood willies. And if red isn't careful actually and finishes this tree, yeah, right now, that's actually going to be a way through. Alright, so right now there's a way through for purple, and just now I think he noticed, or he didn't have to notice, he just sent some waypoint inside the base, and yeah, they automatically found the way through. That's most probably what happened. And yeah, they're just there, and red is getting hammered pretty badly, and he has to retreat into his town centers, and be careful there. Siege workshop being dropped, with a bit of crossbowmen returning to actually take care of those pesky plumes, which they will quite nicely, but at the same time he's being pursued by quite a lot of archers who are very interested in sticking on this higher ground for some extra damage, which is a pretty good thing to do. And what's going on here at the top? Some knights from yellow are trying to raid blue, but yeah, blue will have none of it, as he has some spearmen here waiting, and some cavalry archers as well, as he is the Hun, quite obviously. But this one spearman really is not going to cut it. And yeah, better be careful here, blue. And blue is mixing in some priests, so that's a pretty good idea against knights, as you can know and guess at this point. But yeah, willies are dying. That's 4 willies dead. That's not really ideal for blue. Yeah, just 43, and he was just 48 a moment ago. Miguelson right now is booming pretty hard at 62 villagers, so he's not really leaving anything to chance. So how many town centers does he have? 3, 4, yeah, 4 TCs. That's kind of what you would expect from him. The castle here in the middle. And another batch of plumes is actually coming in. And is he maybe wolf training? Let's see if he is actually doing that, because it's kind of weird that this one will be so randomly here. I'm kind of thinking that might be it. And where is he going to get them? Well, there's really not any good spot. But I really want to finish this race and see where are those going. Yeah, and they will be soon there. And he's probably trying to get them inside the base here. And he better be careful. Oh, he wants to drop them near this gold. Alright, that's a pretty good idea. Because that means that actually... yeah, he'll sacrifice the plume right now. Oh, he won't. Yeah, that's kinda shame. He should have stopped attacking. He just killed them. And he could have led them there. So yeah, that leads me to think that it wasn't actually an intention to lead them there, but it would have been. That would have been so sweet a play. Anyway, red is in green's base and killing gold villagers. Just get in under the tower so that he's not under fire. But yeah, he would have to be a bit better at microwave there. Unfortunately isn't, and it really won't matter all that much. As you can see, per place right there, saving Brook's ass pretty nicely. And what's this? Alright, so that's town center, protecting the villies for Brook. And all of the army from red dead. And at the same time, a lot of crossbowmen from green are going forward, and they will be met with knights. Oh my, but he didn't see this. Yazaris just didn't notice, and if he did, he had the perfect opportunity there before those guys started shooting to actually stall them and get this mangonel there to get a pretty good shot at them. Well, that didn't happen. At the top, these are just still the towers. This one is already dead to this DC and a bit of extra army, I guess. And otherwise, raiding from the cavalry archers on the gold villies. But their gold is pretty nicely protected. You can see from the double TCs, and that wouldn't have been a nice spot to actually stand under the fire of those doubles. So pretty good job from Miguelzin, and he can boom continuously without any problems. Right now, a lot of knights from teal has caught up with those crossbowmen. He would probably do a bit better job if he actually picked a few of those knights and send them around the crossbowmen to actually nicely prevent the hit and run. But green is really going to lose here. But through his micro, he's really taking a lot of knights with him, and that's a lot of extra resources. So pretty good job by green, and he really made those crossbowmen count to the fullest. Right now yellow is though joining the battle, and he's having a bit more numbers But at the same time, it's fight inside Deal's base, which should be his advantage. So let's see if it actually is. I'm going to switch into his point of view so that we can have a look at those those tables, and camels are coming in to actually make life a bit more difficult for the Yellow Knights through the attack against Cavalry. Alright, so that's Yellow Raiden repelled quite nicely, and what's happening here? Well, the numbers of those follow your minds. Cavalry archers are still rising. And well, right now they might be interested in actually disrupting what's happening here, and right now he will learn of actually this forward base. Do they already have cartography? No, they don't. At least Yezris doesn't. And we read that. Just 2 hit points before it was finished. So just 1 hit there from this Willy. Good job. And Cavalry Archers really not finding any victims to their raiding. Right now they will, but not before actually a lot of them are covered. So yeah, still a bit late, so it's nice raiding, but not really all that effective. It's just meaning a bit of a downtime. That's not really enough. Right now we can also see that Red is taking fight to Green, trying to disrupt his reinforcements, because he was at the higher spot. He actually did a very fast job of all those cavalry archers, so that was a pretty good one. But yeah, CZ better be careful here at the bottom, because even though Yezris is having a pretty good army, it seems like the combined cavalry of yellow together with the plumes at the high spot is really a problem, as he can't really run there all that efficiently, as those plumes with the extras are pretty bad, and when they are protected by all those knights, yeah, he will really need help. I'm kinda thinking that Yezris will need help, and he would do best if he actually put some castle real soon. Or at least some towers for protection. I would rather see a castle, but anyway. This isn't going well for him. Right now he has to stop gathering gold, and does he have some back gold? Yeah, he has, so he's not all that bad off. But still, his economy right now is going to be pretty badly disrupted, and nobody is helping him. Because you can see that Red is trying to fight Green, right now being slaughtered by those Eagle Warriors, so that means that Red has pretty much nothing right now. Yeah, he's literally nothing, just those 2 crossbowmen. And that means that right now Yezris is pretty much really alone here, because Blue is trying to attack Yellow, if I saw correctly, with these cavalry archers, and he's not having any luck at all. Literally not at all. But yeah, he might have some luck at those Phillies. How about that? But yeah, it's a GG. It's a GG because there was no help for Yezris, and he couldn't really fight those 1 versus 2, and it's a GG. And LoS win the match versus the reigning champion CZ 2-0, and they take the first spot in Division 1, meaning they go right into the quarterfinals, and CZ will have to fight in the round of 16 from the 2nd spot. Let's have a look at the achievements. Quite nice play from Miguel as a pocket, he was really good there, and Mango again chose to go aggressive, but again it did not pay off at all. Well, CZ really wanted to close the games early, but LoS would have none of it, defended, and turn the games around. So good job on that from them, and they will be really a pretty strong force in the playoffs, the same as CZ. And we got in really seriously a beast in this game. 15-minute, pretty good job. 106 Willies, Yezris was as a pocket pretty close, but yeah, it wasn't really enough. Alright, good job.